was rattled. Like, it was just, I'd grown up in this bubbled, sheltered place, and I all of a sudden went out in the world and was like, yeah, things are different than you, and like, you have to deal with that. And there's no babying, there's no like, oh, like, there's no, oh, things are hard, like, let me push my way of life on you. It was like, no, this is how life is. My name is Leah Salvatierra. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a journalism and global studies double major and a history minor. During my gap year, I traveled to Bolivia and Peru, and that was the first half, and then I worked at home for like 2 months, and then in the second part of the year, I worked on Elizabeth Warren's presidential campaign. When I was in Bolivia, there was an election that happened. There was like basically two presidents. There was the incumbent, which was an indigenous man that like technically was running for like one term too many, and so that was problematic. But then there was like a really far right-wing candidate that was being very heavily promoted by the US government. The coup happened, and I think it was just like, the way it was demonstrated was through blockades, and it just became this like, it essentially became a very unsafe place for us to be as like our, group of like 18-year-olds, and we had to be evacuated, and like that, I think I still don't like, it was scary, but it also was like, it was kind of like thrilling in a weird sense, and I think that like that's the part of it that like, I have to work on change. I was like, witness kind of back to back two elections in two very different countries, and like I think Warren's campaign more just kind of gave me respect for like the grind of what it takes to get someone elected, and like especially what it takes to get someone really progressive elected. It's hard to come back to my friends that were still in college. I felt very like I had just like lived on another planet than they had for 6 months, and like that was a really hard thing to like reckon with, because they just like did not understand where I was coming from. But I think that again just shows like the significance of meeting people halfway.